Hi, and welcome to Learning Plan 6, which is about community resources. And in this learning plan, you will have a variety of things that you're going to do with other people. It's not a face-to-face class, so you don't get to work with your peers as much. But again, we're going to try to involve your normal, natural circle of friends, your family, the people that you work with. And you're going to do a couple of things. First of all, I gave you a list of movies to watch. Watch that with friends and families. Just movie night, have some popcorn, do your normal thing, but make sure that you have some conversations about how Hollywood is portraying the people, what kinds of experiences they're having, how realistic is that, what would you do if you were to put yourself in the shoes of the family or the key characters in the movies. Have that conversation. A little bit later on, or any order that you want to do it, you're going to be having a family dinner where you're going to, or a friend dinner, you're going to have a surprise for them. They're going to have a disability. In my face-to-face classes, what I do is art projects, and I blindfold half the students, and I tape the whole thumb and all the fingers together of the other half of the students. And then I say, go. And it's really fun to watch, because the people who have just their hands taped get up and they go. The people who are blindfolded are left saying, will you help me? Will you help me? And they don't realize that there's nobody left next to them anymore because the other people were so self-absorbed in their own disability that they took off already. Eventually, I don't tell them that they need to be partners, but eventually they figure out that it's not dependence versus independence. I want to do it myself, or I really, really need your help. It's a matter of interdependence. The people who have their hands taped, for example, can do a lot because they can see what's expected, but they can't cut with the scissors very well. You know what? The people with the blindfolds can. And once the other people can figure out, hey, will you help me? We figure out how to work as partners. You should never have the child with the disability in your classroom be the one who was always getting help without having any jobs or ways to return that favor and help other people as well. We all need to be valued members of our community. So you're going to have a dinner where you disable some of your friends. And they don't get to pick their disability because life doesn't work that way. You're going to observe. You can have a disability yourself, but don't blindfold yourself because you're going to want to see this. Enjoy that. That's one of our discussions for this learning plan. Again, you don't know what you know until you try to teach it to somebody else. The saddest part of my job as a trainer and technical assistance provider around the state of Wisconsin is how many child care teachers feel like they need to operate in isolation. They don't realize that there are a wealth of resources in their own communities, especially in the bigger cities, not as much in the rural areas, which is a sad fact. But you don't have to do this alone. If you have a child who has special needs, ask the parent if you can talk to the therapist, if you can go visit the therapy sessions and observe the child. Ask if you can sit in on an IEP meeting at the school. They don't have to let you, but it's nice for them to hear that you're interested in doing that. There are therapists, there are Birth to 3 programs, there are all kinds of support groups in your communities or within an hour of where you live, even if you live in a rural area. That's what this unit is about. So you can find those sources, become a team member, and not be intimidated by other people who have different degrees or different levels of education than you have. Recognize you all have valuable gifts to give and to share.